And we are finally leaving Salt Springs Resort. Took a little bit of time to get out of here, but still out nice and early. Should keep me right on schedule. Every time I leave a place, my paranoia and anxiety sets in because I don't want to forget something, so I'm double checking, triple checking. Even though I have a pretty sound system of laying out everything the night before, getting organized the night before, there's still that just lingering paranoia. Because that's the last thing you want, is leaving something behind that you need, and then also making sure that these places are clean. You know, I do the majority of it, the prep the day before, but it always takes that extra half hour to get out. This was an excellent stay at the Salt Springs Resort. So unfortunately, to start, we have this 5-mile road walk. It looks like I'll be in the dark. So I got my headlamp ready. This is not the trail. Technically, we're gonna meet up with it a little bit further north. We have our first bear crossing sign. And just like that, as the sun's coming up, we are ready to take a turn off of this main road walk here down Northeast 219 Court. According to Google, this is the way we gotta go. But this road walk was not bad at all. I had this ATV trail all to myself the entire way. Very flat, well off the road. Definitely a nice shoulder to walk on. I've had a lot worse road walks in my day. And now we're going into the woods, and I'm hoping there's no issues up here. There's no gates, there's no roadblocks, etc., or barbed wire fences or something. I'm assuming this is good, although Google has in the past pointed me in the wrong direction where I ran into a fence, but that was international. So I'm hoping this works out just fine. We meet back up with the Florida Trail. So that wasn't bad. Basically, I took this dirt road, I think it was 219 Northeast Court, from that main road around the lake right to the junction of the Florida Trail and this main dirt road, and the trail just continues right along here. So that worked out great. Again, the reason why I had to do that was because I was staying overnight in Salt Springs Resort, which is kind of going more towards the northeast section of the Salt Springs area, where I diverted from the path the other day to go towards Salt Spring. That blue route, you could have kept going straight west around the lake. So instead, I took the blue route to Salt Springs to go east, stayed at the resort, which is a little bit further up north on the eastern side of the lake, and then I just continued east-northeast around the lake instead of going west, which is where the actual Florida Trail was. Kind of just created my own alternate shortcut, and it wasn't too bad. If you wanted to stop into Salt Springs, get some food, stay a night, check out the spring, you could just continue going north and just stay east of the lake. That's if you're not a purist, right? Where I'm not a purist anymore. I was when I first started out this journey, but now I don't really care. As long as I'm still doing roughly the same miles and stay close to the trail, it's okay if I deviate here and there. If there's something I want to check out, or if there's a place I want to stay, I'm still doing roughly the same miles. Get to see a different section of, the area that maybe most hikers might not. Plus, just out here enjoying life. So, live it the way you want. You only live once. You may be wondering why I'm all bundled up here. Got my beanie on, got my alpha on. It's because the weather down here in Florida, for some reason, this time of year, is super bipolar. It's like 70 degrees during the day, and then it drops down into the 30s at night. The weather has been so unpredictable lately that I actually had to rearrange my hiking schedule around this cold snap that we're supposed to get in these upcoming days. It's supposed to drop down into the 20s, potentially teens with the wind chill. So, seeing that, I actually bumped up my schedule to hike during the warmer days for this next section. And then I had to book a hotel so I could stay there during this cold front, because it's supposed to be freezing. The coldest temps on the record books in a while. Just because it's Florida doesn't mean it's warm. But it's a bit odd because usually this time of year, things are kind of back to, normal. Usually we get a week or two where it's cold, but not for this long of a stretch. This is something I did not anticipate when I was planning this out a couple months back. It just goes to show you gotta be able to adapt and change your plans as you go along here, because you never know. This is something I totally did not even think about. So once I saw there was gonna be freezing weather for a decent amount of time these next couple days, I was like, nope, I'm a little bitch. I ain't trying to stay out here in this. I want to be nice and warm. Because I did that, I think it was New Year's, and it was cold, but that was like low 30s. And it was really difficult to stay warm and sleep. So I was just like, yeah, screw it. Not this time around. Yeah, there's been a bunch of ATV trails, like down there, and then, yeah, idle speed and cruising around there. Looks like Florida Trail is just cutting straight through these. It's such a neat spot. And right before the Lake Delancey turnoff to camp, I see a water cache here, and it looks pretty well stocked. So I think we'll pull a leader from here while we have it, because from what I understand, the next 5-6 miles there's no reliable water source, so we'll fill up here. That's one of the cleanest pit toilets I think I've ever used on trail. But this place is actually very nice. As you can see, a lot of area to camp. I saw a sign that said it was, I think, $10 a day to camp here or stay here. So we are leaving the Lake Delancey area, continuing northbound, back on trail. This section has been absolutely amazing to walk. It's starting to warm up. It's beautiful out. I'm gonna try to enjoy today as much as I can, because I know tomorrow we kind of head into this cold snap. We might get a little bit of rain later tonight into tomorrow morning. And I think tomorrow, second half of the day, it's gonna get really cold. We're looking pretty full here, about 5 gallons. Might top off right here before I continue on. Having these water caches out here at these certain points is definitely clutch, because it is so dry out here, and I really haven't seen any natural water sources at all this morning. Again, thank you. Thank you to the Trail Angels for providing. Got a big old sinkhole off to my left here. I just ran into another fellow hiker that was going southbound, and we both had the same idea, getting the miles in today, because the next few days are going to be frigid. Crossing Forest Road 74. This is Rodman Reservoir. Let's take a quick look. Got a nice sandy area here to camp out. Maybe something over there. Coming up to the Rodman Dam trailhead. It's go up here and take a left. So we are coming up to the Kirkpatrick Dam. It's that structure right in front of us. And then the Rodman Rec area is over on the right. So I think that's where we'll stop for lunch. Looks like there's a little pathway right off the road. That'll take you right down to the picnic area. A lot of people fishing today. So maybe the water is drinkable. I'm not sure though. It looks a little dark and murky. I spot a few picnic tables over there we can sit at. Yeah, this is a nice spot. Very nice. Got bathrooms over there. Here's what we got for lunch. We got chia seed and some mixed dried fruits and nuts, etc. It's gonna be delicious. Threw some honey in there too. I checked out the bathrooms. They're pretty clean, but there's no sink in the men's room. I'm thinking to refill my water bottles, I can go into the women's room because there is a sink in there, but I'm not sure if the sink is deep enough for me to get my water bottle under. Also is a campground about 1.5 miles from here, where there's potable water, I believe. I looked up the comments and far out, so maybe that's where we'll do the next water resupply. I am about a little bit over 15 miles in on the day already, and it's still not even 1 o'clock. So we're cruising. We are cruising right along today. I knew I did that road walk fast this morning. So it'll be interesting to see how many more miles I get in today, because I am starting to slow down a little bit, but I think after this meal I should be good to go. And then we'll see. I'm gonna have to start looking at places. I think maybe I could do another 5 to 8 miles this afternoon. All done at the Rodman Reservoir Rec area. That was a great spot to stop for lunch. Now we're heading on to the Rodman Campground, fill up with some water there, and then we'll continue to push it north until we find a nice flat campsite. So I thought this was going to be a road walk, but actually it veers off into the woods over here. And here's the junction of the Florida Trail and the Rodman Campground right down there. Let's go check it out, get some water. We just left the Rodman Campground, the front gate area, hung out there for a bit, topped off with water, which was definitely needed kind of going into this next stretch. And that place was great actually. So they have water from a spigot, drinkable, and they also have charging outlets as well, which is great. So if you need a charge, you need power, that's your spot for water and power. Also, if you want to camp there, you have to do it online like everything else these days. And it is, I think, $13 for a tent site. And we've made it to the canal section for this leg of trail. A guy I met going southbound said he saw a couple bears up in a tree here. So I definitely have my eyes open, but so far I haven't seen any. This canal embankment has just been so peaceful to walk along. Got the water over there on the left. And it actually looks like there might be another trail down there as well. And the water doesn't look half bad from this distance. And there's just plenty of camping up here. Plenty of flat spaces. So I think somewhere along this embankment we'll call home for tonight, because I was looking up ahead, and given the amount of daylight left, I don't think there's anything reliable beyond the lock up here that we have to get across. Well, this is creepy. Someone's jacket just hanging there. Big old blow down right here. The trail actually veers slightly left off this main embankment. Looks like it goes right down here. Now we are a lot closer to the water. We are walking down here as opposed to up there now. State Road 19 bridge, which is right up there. You might be able to just barely see it through the trees. Going right underneath it. This could be home for the night. Oh yeah, right back there. That might be it. That might be the one. We got the tent set up right there behind me, right off a trail. I think I'm in a good location today. Did about 20.9 miles on the day, which put me in a really good spot going into tomorrow. But we're all cleaned up. We're getting ready to eat and brush my teeth and then hop in the tent because as you can see, these clouds, it got cloudy all of a sudden. I think we're gonna get a little bit of rain tonight, which was anticipated. Make sure I'm in the tent, all nice and snug and cozy. Okay guys, I think that's it. We'll pick this up in the AM.